here on the bed. Monica, how did you like it in the tent?
Very much. Really. It was awesome. Wait, at this point I should thank Bonsia for lending me the sleeping bag.
But damn, it was so hot in it. And Sela it was too hot for me.
No, I felt best in it, really. Andrew.
Warm and very free.
Yeah. And at this point, perhaps I should also sincerely thank all my incredibly kind friends who generously lent me their warm clothes for this challenging trip, because I absolutely wouldn't have been able to do it without their invaluable help.
And he will explain why the jacket turned out to be too small, because no one expected Monica to pack so much stuff.
1, 2. Wait. 3. There are 4 more there. And, I had another jacket on, a windstopper, and that's why it wasn't zipped up.
Yes, you need to...
I return the honor. I return the honor.
Yes. I usually went to bed late, but that's because I was watching Midnight Sunday. The Midnight Sun, man, it's awesome. It's really worth it to see how the sun doesn't set, but just circles around. We're heading further north to Malangen. There's supposed to be a 400-kilometer off-road section. All right, let's pack up. Everyone is already starting their engines. Shall we listen to some music?
Yes.
Did you like the ladies yesterday?
Very much.
They were really cool.
I wish I could sing that beautifully and play guitar like that.
I guess you have to be born here to sing like that.
But it was amazing. It was so atmospheric.
Considering all the elements that were presented and discussed, from the initial concept to the final execution, and taking into account the various perspectives and feedback shared throughout the process, what specific aspects, components, or perhaps even underlying intentions do you genuinely feel were not adequately addressed or were entirely absent from the overall presentation or experience? We are looking for a comprehensive understanding of any perceived gaps or omissions that might have impacted your overall impression or the completeness of the subject matter.
Words. Little words.
Ahoy!
Ahoy.
It was a beautiful day. I think we've already reached the peak of the views, because every day we talk about the scenery, but today I think we've hit the highest level possible since we drove through all of the Lofoten Islands.
Yes. Then we entered the wilderness.
We entered the vast wilderness and eventually ended up in Malangen. And at this truly remarkable place, you can clearly see right behind us.
It reflects beautifully. Look, you can see how it stands out.
You can see everything.
Oh, wow.
We met a man in the little boat.
A very pleasant one.
Yes. We are really jealous. Have a good life.
Yeah, I wish you all the very best.
It's just perfect.
Yes. What did we see today?
The road today was quite calm. We almost didn't even notice that we were passing through Narvik because the place is barely visible at all.
Yeah.
There's just a simple sign and a small plaque commemorating the historic and significant battle that took place here.
Yes. So I'd just like to add, because as we were driving, I was thinking that I started talking about Narvik and I didn't take off my, and I feel a bit silly for not doing that. So,
I think everyone will forgive you.
but yes, if anyone felt offended,
This is the historic site of the significant Battle of Narvik. The Poles, together with the Norwegians, strongly supported by the French and many other nations, bravely fought against the Germans. How did you find out?
right here, for the first time in 1940, the Germans suffered a defeat during World War II. The Norwegians, supported by the Poles, the French, and by Great Britain, repelled the German attack right here in Narvik. The weather conditions definitely worked in their favor, but that doesn't change the crucial fact that this significant event clearly showed that the Germans could indeed be defeated.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty significant place.
Yeah, that's true.
We always know that there was such a thing as the battle
Near Narvik.
near Narvik. But I, for one, didn't know it was the first time
How was that, huh?
the Germans got hit hard.
Show more here.
It is also written here that a lot of it was because their weapons could not function in these conditions, that their grenade launchers and automatic weapons simply did not work in the frost. And General Fleischer mobilized and organized the resistance movement here in the north. Well, this guy was the first to stop the Germans. You see how it's not perfect, because people can honk or drive by in a car and ruin such a beautiful view. Later, we ended up in some village, and we actually noticed that we had entered a bit into Norway B, and this is Nordland. They themselves say that Nordland is kind of Hermano, if not here, then if not at the festival, then where? Thanks to which, never mind. The roads are already worse, the village is uglier. We ended up in this kind of village where there was a festival, and
A festival, but a regular one.
yeah, so a festival looks exactly the same as festivals do back home. Look, everyone leaves them. That's what's cool about this country. You can leave your helmet and not worry about it. I'll just maybe take my passport and phone, that's it. Just in case.
But how embarrassing, they'll look like a couple.
I don't see any little shops at all. Not even a single one anywhere. Yeah, and in general, the vibe is really similar to ours. We tried to buy a Viking helmet.
But you didn't understand.
Perhaps it was because he wasn't Norwegian at all, you see?
I don't know.
But Norwegians?
We'll check. So we decided that since not much really happened today, but we finally tested the motorcycle on roads that aren't perfect, because up until now, I have to admit, I've ridden on many amazing roads around the world, but here in Sweden, if the weather is like it is.
In Norway, sorry. What am I talking about with Sweden? Well, that's the whole point. What's the deal with Sweden? Alright. The roads here are unbelievable. And about the speed limit, let me tell you how it really is. There is a speed limit, but if you're driving in the mountains, everyone here, Scandinavians, Norwegians, everyone drives normally 100, 110, 120. There simply isn't any police. You have to slow down in the villages because they only enforce the speed limits in villages and towns. And there you just have to follow the rules. But everywhere else you can keep a normal pace. And so we had a bit of fun driving through the curves.
You just have to watch out for animals in the wild. They can jump out unexpectedly.
But that's exactly where we slowed down, after all. Still, we had a chance to ride a bit faster through the curves. And I have my own impressions when it comes to the motorcycle. But maybe first, let's have Monica share her impressions about the second star of our trip.
You mean about being a passenger?
No, I mean the second star. The second star is the Honda Africa. You the first one, darling.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't get it. All right, no worries.
Yeah, it's okay.
Cool. We can definitely.
The whole conversation is about that. About the seat, which is just more comfortable here than in the cross door. Your butt hurts less.
Yeah, I can confirm that from my side too. I don't know exactly why, but honestly here.
I mean, in general, your butt doesn't hurt much. After all, we're riding 400 or 500 kilometers every day, and sorry, but yeah, I don't really have any issues. Of course, by the end, it's a bit numb, but it's nothing dramatic. Anything else?
I mean, yeah. Overall, I'm comfortable. It's not shaking me so badly that it's unbearable. I've got back support here. I came prepared because I have the turtle pads I mentioned before, so nothing hurts me here. So what else? My legs are comfortable.
Everything's good?
I'm fine with it. It's all good.
Alright, now I'll tell my side.
Now it's your turn.
I never have. You're filming yourself. Now it's my turn. I won't go on too long because I just like this motorcycle and I'm not hiding it. It's honestly one of my favorite motorcycles ever. If you ask why, if you're interested in all the technical details, I recommend you check out Schwab Motorcycle there. You'll find great tests and cool videos, both on my profile and on Schwab Motorcycle. From the official tests, when this motorcycle was really pushed to its limits, and now we ride a bit differently, more like touring. I didn't know what to expect, whether it would simply be comfortable, but we've already established that it is. But I'll also tell you why. Mainly because of the suspension, which, as I wrote in the review, well, the front suspension, it's just by meat has a very high ability to absorb bumps. It maintains traction superbly. And when we were riding today on uneven roads, we could lean normally and the suspension kept working super fast the whole time. Of course, the bike floats a bit because it's soft, since it's a motorcycle meant for off-road riding. But this floating isn't constant. It's not like it's floating all the time. It's more like, oh, I floated a bit and that's it. So for me, it's great. The only thing that might be concerning, but as it turns out, it actually helps maintain traction. It's that sometimes when you're riding through a turn and hit a bump, the bike kind of flexes and you can actually feel the frame and the swing arm bending. I also wrote about this in Schwab Motorcycle because it's an intentional effect for off-road riding. These are simply very flexible components. Monica, you feel it too when we're riding, right?
Yes.
Have you gotten a bit used to it already?
Yeah, I definitely have indeed.
It's not the best feeling in the world. Same goes for the brakes. They're effective, but to really get them sharp, you have to press hard because they're made for off-road riding, so they're designed to be very controllable. But on the other hand, when the rear is loaded like this, the rear brake becomes very effective and
I'll show you how the rear is loaded.
yeah, the rear is loaded. The rear is so loaded that all you have to do is give it some gas in any gear and bam, it starts going. What am I saying? In first gear, it's bam. And actually, I've noticed that sometimes the sneaky thing even shifts itself into second when we're going backwards. But we try not to do because,
Made for wheelies.
yeah, well, so what? It's cool when you're riding on one wheel, right?
Scary, but really fun.
Exactly. And that's it. The engine is sufficient. Sometimes you have to downshift, but the DCT is here. And honestly, I prefer riding here with the DCT because I can focus on other things. My left hand is free, so when we're coming out of a corner, I just tap the minus, downshift, give it some gas, and the bike takes off because it really accelerates hard. You do have to rev it up a bit, but that's not a problem. And anyway, it's way too fast for this road. That's it. A great bike for this trip. Much better. I prefer it, I really do, over the cross tour. Or we can just go wherever we want today. Well, we won't be going off on our own here since we're together. But for me, this is probably one of the best touring choices if you just want a truly versatile bike, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm pointing this out because we're at a Honda event, but honestly, the Africa Twin is just cool. And maybe one day we'll get one for ourselves.
I'm in.
Now, so it doesn't get too sugar-coated, as my wife would say. What definitely needs improvement on this motorcycle is the stuff you buy extra, like the panniers. Sorry, but no. We've already said it, and everyone agrees. The panniers? Look, it all seems fine. Looks nice and neat. I'll grab the key quickly, but to close it, we've got these little close here to make it faster, warmer. Right? You simply can't do it easily, so you absolutely have to push your fingers deeply in, carefully lift it up, and in the entire process, you will inevitably end up painfully pinching your fingers several times, doing this and that, causing quite a bit of frustration.
And with the key?
With the key as well, yeah. The panniers, sorry, but they're just different. Unless they improve them in the next version. And then there are the heated grips. People have told me that the heated grips might not be strong enough. So far, there hasn't really been a chance to test them properly, because it hasn't been cold. In these conditions, they work fine on the 4th or 5th level. And with fairly thick gloves, you can feel them. Well, we'll see. Maybe it'll finally get cold enough to check if they really do the job, or if I'll need to invest in something else after all. But these little floss, what are they for, really? Just to confirm the theory that perfection doesn't exist, and everything else is great.